Good morning. It is brisk. We're at 4,800, almost 4,900 feet of elevation. Leaving the shelter at about 8:30. It was too hard to get up. Plus the sun doesn't come up till later. Sun didn't start getting light till about 7:30. And it was really hard to get up in the dark and the freezing cold. Got down to 21 last night. Wind was blowing. It wasn't too bad. But I was chilly at some points in time. I had to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. That was brutal. So today, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Then there's a shelter 13 miles from here, and that is 2.5 miles south of Clingmans Dome, which is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. So Nichols wants to stop there and do a sunrise hike up to Clingmans tomorrow, but given it's going to be this cold again, getting up in the dark and doing that just to watch the sun come up there isn't super appealing. There's another shelter 20 miles from here that's almost to the midway point where I'm going to get picked up by a shuttle to head into Gatlinburg. So maybe I'll do 20. Casper, one of the people sleeping in the shelter with me, was trying to convince me to do 24 and get all the way to that pass. I'm forgetting the name of the pass now. Newfound Gap. Get all the way to Newfound Gap today and try to get into Gatlinburg tonight. I don't think I have enough time to get 24 miles, and I got to go up over Clingmans, which will be a big climb. So this is going to be a play-by-ear day. Well, it's freezing cold, and we'll see how it goes. My water bottle froze overnight, so I'm going to have water for a while until that warms up. I didn't put that in my bag with me. I should have. But that's it. Otherwise, feeling pretty good. Had a big day yesterday, and maybe a little less big day today. We'll see. Talk to you soon. Here's the top of Rocky Top. 5,400 plus feet of elevation. It was a pretty hard climb up, and all you can see is mountains all the way around. It is pretty cool. Whew. But the legs are feeling it first thing in the morning. Big climb. But that's the Smoky Mountains. I gotta cut through them. I got like 30 some miles to get to the midpoint where I'll be heading to Gatlinburg for a night. 2 nights with my dad. That'd be nice. But this is a good view right now. Alright, I haven't been taking a lot of video because for the last like 2.5 hours I'm on the windy side of the mountain getting buffeted, and it's pretty hard for you guys to hear anything, I'm sure. And I got my big wool gloves on, so it's hard to do the camera and everything. But I was just thinking, I haven't done a would you rather. So, quick would you rather. Would you rather have somebody help you cook a big meal, but they do everything just a little different than you do in the way they prepare the meal? Or would you rather have them help you clean up the meal and they put everything away in the wrong place? Think about that. I'll think about that, and hopefully I'll get on the non-windy side here for a little while. Looks like I am for a second, and find a spot to take a break. I need one today. Anyway, that's what we're doing today. Hello again. It is 12:45. I'm making really slow time today. I've only gone like 6.5 miles, and as strong as my legs were feeling yesterday and as fast as I was going, it's the exact opposite today. They're just not feeling it, and I'm not moving. I'm in a spot now where the wind has died down. It's been in the low 40s most of the morning, and the wind has been howling, so it's been a pain to try to do any videoing. My hands are cold. Rough day. Just stopped at a shelter that was 6 miles further from where we stayed, and one I was thinking about pushing through to last night. Had lunch there. Gazelle was there when I got there. She's a young woman from Massachusetts, graduated from University of New Hampshire a couple years ago. And then after I ran down the hill and got water, Nichols was there with Optimist, and I'm sure all three of them will be passing me shortly with their young legs. But I'm heading for this shelter that's like 7 miles from here, and I'm gonna call it a day there, and then figure out what we're doing about sunrise on Clingmans Dome tomorrow. And that will give me, after sunrise, like 7 miles to Newfound Gap. I'll try to hitch a ride down into Gatlinburg and get there sometime in the early afternoon. My dad will come rolling into town about 6 o'clock tomorrow, 6 o'clock that night. Not tomorrow night, next night. No, tomorrow night. I'm losing track. You lose track of days out here pretty quick. Anyway, that's what's going on. My legs aren't feeling it. As optimistic as I was yesterday, thinking maybe I got my trail legs. Today I'm thinking that was just the benefit of taking a 0 day. So I'll take another one this week in Gatlinburg, and slowly the trail legs will come, hopefully. We will see. Talk to you soon. Being on the north side of the mountain again. It's not on the ground except on the trail, where I guess there's been enough traffic to keep it from accumulating. But so it's looked a lot like today. Different than yesterday. I haven't seen the ice up on the trees, frost on the trees, but been down on the ground, been some icy spots on the trail itself. Almost thought about pulling out my little exo spikes, but it was just one little section, and felt like it was going to be more trouble than it was worth to pull them out, put it on. If it was really bad, I would leave them on, but it's not. So, yeah, this is what we got. A little snow on the ground, and nice little downhill section, and the wind seems to have died down before now, which is a great thing. So we traded the ice for the slippery mud. It's a nice little skid mark from somebody's boot ahead of me. Here's another one right here. As you're going down these declines, you just are sliding down. It's like you got to anticipate the slide so you don't fall. And I've been leaving a handful of those myself, but that's probably from, there's another one right there, and it's like you feel yourself like a near fall, but you hopefully don't fall. And that's probably Nichols or Gazelle, who are both ahead of me. Optimus and Rocky are still behind me, but I suspect they're going to pass me before I get to the shelter. We'll see. It's like two miles to Siler's Bald Shelter. I'm going to go around this way a little bit off trail, try to avoid the slip sliding. And then it's like 1.8 miles past Siler's Bald Shelter to Double Gap Shelter, I think is the one we're going to stay at. It got really nice. The wind died down. It's like 52. So temperature and weather-wise, it's great for hiking. I just wish my legs were feeling a little stronger and I wasn't grinding it out so much, because right now it's one of those days where you'd love to be out here. I'm just not feeling peak energy in the wheels. So, but it's better than the weather was this morning, and I'll be there in a couple hours. Get a good night's sleep, get up early, sunrise Clingmans, and then get into Gatlinburg and have dinner with Dad tomorrow night. So, all in all, it's not bad at all.
almost to the shelter. It's like 0.8 of a mile. I'm at 5,460 feet of elevation right now. I think I got like one up, one down, one up to get to the shelter. I think they're like 150 feet ups and downs, so not too bad. I thought I would check in and do the would you rather before I get to the shelter. Would you rather have somebody help you cook a meal but do it differently than you do, or help you clean up and put things back differently or in different spots than you keep them? I'm a little bit of a control freak, as my friends will readily accuse me of, and I will accept. So either one probably be hard for me, but I'm not that tightly wound about cooking. I am kind of tightly wound about where stuff goes, so I'd probably rather have a person help me cook and do things their way a little bit. I think I just a little OCD. I like stuff to be in the spot it's supposed to be, and if it's not, it gets me nuts. So I think I'm going with that, and I don't mind cleaning up. I always like things neat, clean, in their place, and so I'm all about that. But anyway, I'll show you the shelter when we get there. Figure out my plan tomorrow, whether I'm going to do the sunrise at Clingmans Dome or not. We'll see. Going through a little stand of evergreens here, and it just occurred to me that some people might be wondering, why am I staying in a shelter again instead of setting up my tent? For folks that don't know, when you're Smoky Mountain National Park, you have to sleep in a shelter. I think I have this convoluted set of rules here. Through hikers have to get a permit. That's $40. It gives you 8 days to get through the park. Day hikers or section hikers can reserve spots in shelters. And if you show up at a shelter as a through hiker and somebody shows up, no matter what time, it could be 11 o'clock at night, they can show up and say, I have a reservation, and they can boot a through hiker out, and then the through hiker can use their tent. But if you set up your tent and the shelter's not full and some ranger comes by, they will fine you. So it's a crazy system, if you ask me. And then it's even worse is they don't, more than half, it seems like, of the shelters I've walked by don't even have privies. I just met a guy at the last shelter who was sitting on the grass next to a privy, and I went to put my bag down. He said, be careful about putting your bag in the high grass, because I just sat in the high grass and leaned back right into a pile of poop that somebody pooped and didn't dig a hole for. I was like, holy cow. So, a little odd idiosyncrasy of Smoky Mountain National Park with how they force you, where they force you to stay, and what the facilities are like for folks that aren't familiar with it. But almost at the shelter. I think this is my last uphill. Had to give you one more view before I get to the shelter. How cool is this? Just came up over the ridge, that last climb, and I'm under the pines, and it's all snowy. But I'm sweating after the climb, and pan back a little bit for you. Really super cool. Getting it all today. Snow, ice, mud, more snow, more mud. It's all going on in the Smoky Mountains. Oh, I see some people down there, so I'm just about at the shelter. Oh, there's a shelter down there. You can probably see a building in there. I'm gonna go down to see it. Okay, in what could turn out to be a really bad decision, Nichols and Optimus and Gazelle have convinced me to hike 2.8 more miles, 2.9 more miles to Clingmans Dome to watch sunset. And then we're going to camp on top of Clingmans Dome so we can watch sunrise. I'll let you know if I survive. Pretty cool here in the woods. It's a lot thicker, all pines of some sort, and got a little level spot, so I thought I'd show you real quick. But I'm really trying to move, make time to get there. Had a big dinner back at the shelter, so I got some fuel in me, and the legs aren't too bad, but I haven't started the climb up to Clingmans. That will be pain, but hopefully there'll be a good view at the top. It'll be well worth it. Let's go. Whew. Got like 250 feet more to climb, but I thought I'd show you what it looks like. I think I'm gonna make it before that sun goes down. It's a climb, but it feels pretty nice up here right now. Okay, this isn't anything too special, except it's the 200-mile mark on the trail from Springer Mountain. So we have 3 4/10 of a mile up to Clingmans Dome, but we just crossed 200 miles, and it makes 588 for me. That's worth the extra effort today, and hopefully sunset up top will be even better. Made it. Here we are. Clingmans Dome. I'm gonna climb up there and watch the sun go down. All right, walking up the ramp to Clingmans Dome to watch that go down. Yeah, right up here. Highest point on the Appalachian Trail. 6,600 feet and change. Optimus and Nichols are right behind, coming up. Here they come. What a view, huh? Pretty awesome. So, I think I'm going to try and set up a little time-lapse shot from up here.
I'm at the top of the 18.
There it goes.
Woo!
Everybody's happy. That's all good.